What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we got a brand new video for you. We are going to be going over the best outfits or the best units to buy cosmetics or outfits or costumes, whatever you want to call it. You know, I already made a video that I explained the influence or how good cosmetics are, or just the value of them in general. But I didn't go into depth in that video explaining that these are the people you should prioritize when getting cosmetics. So this is that follow-up video, and if you guys haven't already checked out that earlier video, I will do that time card thing where I had the little card in the corner that, you know, explains it. But either way, I'll try to also include it at the end of the video with that little box that leads you to it. Besides that, this is not a JP video. I'm just using my JP account to show you guys some of the outfits that don't exist already in Global. But this list is going to be exclusively for global units plus Escanor, since most likely getting him within 1 week. Now let's take a look at some of the outfits just to give you guys an example, right? We got Escanor Sama here. Like right here is a perfect example of just an outfit that I'm using on him. Here, take a look at some of his other outfits. I bought them all, right? I took my wallet and threw it at the screen until it stopped working. That's pretty much what I did. Now, other units that I have outfits on as well. I have outfits on a decent amount of people, but here's an example. You know, got some outfits here, and then let's take a look. For example, King is a big one. That's UR gear, that is not outfits. Outfits, stuff, and more stuff. Okay. So, pretty much just showing you guys a quick example of what a fully maxed out, you know, section of outfits looks like. And this is kind of how you want to do it if you can. Majority UR, but you can definitely do SSR if you are, you don't spend money on the game. And even if then, like, you can go and fill in some SR stuff just so you can get the 5 slots full, and then slowly upgrade to SSR over time. But like I said, I explained all that in the other video. This video is just going over who are the best units to put these cosmetics on. But we're actually going to rotate over to the desktop because I set up a little bit of a tier system here to explain exactly who to prioritize. I think this is the easiest way to do it. I pretty much picked out people that are of decent value. You know what, let's just throw on everyone, right? That I missed, and I'm only throwing on one copy of them. It's not like I'm not going ahead and putting in every single version of the SSR because outfits do carry over from one unit to the other. Elaine. I think that's everyone. I'm sure I always end up missing someone. And for the SRs, I don't even care, right? I'm not talking about the SRs at all. Purely SSRs. Now, taking a look at this, let's start off with just so I can get the Jericho out of the way early. Jericho is a unit that you use primarily for scoring events. And when I say scoring events, I mean things like Guild Boss, and we just got an announcement on Twitter about Super Boss Battle King. So it seems like he is coming out next week. That is not confirmed, it's just based off the tweet, I'm making that assumption. And things like that are going to have a scoring requirement, meaning the higher amount of points you get is going to determine what rank or placement you get on that event. Jericho is the key unit for everything in this category. Now, because of that, getting cosmetics for her is not as important as just purely getting the weapons, because you want to maximize damage, right? And in order to do that, you just need the weapon sections maxed out. You don't really care about the other stuff. When it comes to the other units, and we'll take King for example, when you're maxing out King, it's for the sake of getting raw stats. Just all across the board, right? You just want it for stats. So for him, you want everything, because he is a very strong unit that you're going to use a lot. And a TLDR from the previous video is the whole reason we're doing this is because it gives you a CC upgrade. You're getting stats out of it, and this matters more for PvP than it does for PvE. And if you're not a big PvE person, if you're not a big PvP person, you can definitely get away with just not getting cosmetics. You can get cosmetics if you want, just for the sake of them looking cool. But for stat increases, or purely for boosts in whatever your CC, this is kind of how you want to do it. So let's start off with the units that actually matter, right? I'm going to put these at the top. And like I said, this is PvP focused. The units that I'm picking are units that have extreme longevity in PvP. Meaning they're used almost all the time, or they always have a spot in the meta, and you're going to get insane value out of them for a while. So King, Escanor, and Gotham. These are units that almost never leave the PvP meta and always have a top tier team that one of them can fit in at any given point. Unless something drastically changes on JP, this is going to be true for the foreseeable future. What this means is, if you ever have gems, you should prioritize on getting cosmetics or costumes for these 3 units first. But I'm not saying to max these units out. Like, I'm not saying get all UR things, spend 500 gems on a single person. It's just, if you have the spare gems, pick up for these guys first, and then move on to someone else. Now, going down to SS tier, how do we want to do this? These are units that I think I'm only gonna have Merlin here. Merlin is weird because she could be here, but isn't seen, like, just slightly below priority, right? Amazing unit, used all the time, but mostly in the back. So in terms of stats, like, yes, you're getting a CC benefit out of her, but when you're getting her outfits, for example, these units up here tend to be in the front of your PvP team, meaning that the stats are actually doing something for you in the match itself, right? Having the extra HP means you might live, having whatever, all that stuff. When it comes to Merlin, the stats are less important because she's in the back most of the time. She's a 4th slot unit, anchor unit, whatever you want to call her. So it's like although, she increases your CC with all the stuff, you don't use her as much, so it's not as important. But that being said, she's still an amazing user. Okay, from there, I think I like it just like that. Hellbrum. King Brum extraordinaire, right? That's all he is there for. He's never used on a team outside of King Brum. He's there exclusively for King Brum, but that being said, King Brum is an amazing team that never really falls out of the meta. He has low CC on average. So what ends up happening is, let's actually go open up and I'll show you on the JP side of things. Please don't close out. Okay, let me pause this real quick. Okay, so Hellbrum, Red Hellbrum I'm using as an example, level 80, fully 6-starred, has 22,000 CC, and this is with, like, you can take a look here. I got a decent amount of stuff on here to give him stats. And for example, 22,000 CC there, and we're gonna kind of show you an extreme example. You can see here, no gear. This is 27,000 CC. That's 5k more CC than Helbram without gear. There are people on global who are reaching this CC with gear on, right, as their maximum CC. So keep in mind that this is, like I said, this is more of an extreme side of things. But the point is kind of there, right? Do I have gear on you? Definitely do. Okay, I just wanted to find someone who doesn't have gear to give you a better example. There you go. Like, this is more standard, 24,000 CC, but 0 weapons, 0 head pieces or whatever. Like, this can go a lot higher. Like, Arthur can easily go up to like 26k CC on his own. Helbram naturally has low CC, and that kind of fits into his passive. His passive being, let's see if I can check it from here, because, you know, I only spent 1,000 gems on Helbram and didn't get him. Increases basic stats by 5% for each surviving ally. That includes himself, meaning that he gets 20% stats in-game. So it doesn't reflect his stats on the CC screen or anything like that. He just has high stats within the game itself. That also means getting outfits for him, cosmetics, whatever, go further. Because in-game he will do significantly more damage because that 20% extra stats gets carried harder. So we'll put him here. Kingbrum doesn't really go anywhere. Really good unit. You know, we actually have the whole Kingbrum team already on this lineup. Now we're going to... Let's go 1, 2... Yeah, I like this. Okay. Hauser, Arthur, Dian. So, of the three, this is probably it ordered, right? Arthur first. Just because Arthur, in terms of people, no, it's something like either one of these two, they're pretty equal, right? Both of these get used decent amount in PvP and constantly used. Dian falls off, like she's already falling off. Like you don't see her as much as you did in the first like 3 weeks of the game. Slowly moving down. But Hauser and Arthur are just really strong units almost all the time. Still used in PvP a lot. Arthur, you see him a lot with mono red. Hauser on mono red as well. But when Lilia comes out, the blue Lilia, who gives the pierce rate as her passive, Hauser makes a pretty strong comeback and stays in the meta for a decent amount of time just because he hits like a truck. He also has the best weapon in the entire game, which is one that I currently have equipped that gives Eye of the Storm 8% pierce rate, 6% crit damage, which is absolutely bonkers because his pierce rate isn't that high. So getting 8% more pierce rate is massive. It's like you got like a 30% increase in pierce rate with just that one weapon. I'm working on my Hauser next, but that's not the point. Hauser, Arthur, and Dian. The other reasons for this is because Arthur is Merlin's fate partner, and you use Merlin a lot, so it's like a double dipping kind of thing, where by increasing Arthur, he's good for himself, but you also increase the team CC overall when you have Merlin on there. And then Dian has 2 reasons. One is CC, right? Dian is one of the best units that just gives raw CC to your team, and people care about that, right? Whether it is for your own personal reasons, or you're doing something like, you know, you want a role in a Discord and it requires you to have X amount of CC, whatever it is, right? Dian has one of the highest base CCs in the game, if not the highest. I don't know, she's like top like 3. I don't know the exact placement of the 3, but I'm pretty sure it goes like Dian number 1, Escanor number 2, and like someone else number 3. But yeah, upgrading Dian increases your CC massively. And like I said, people do care about that. That's why I have her included in here. If you ever want a high CC team, for example, my team on JP is like 214k CC, and that is because I have DN on there. That's perfectly fine, right? She's also still a great ultimate rush unit, and you can use her all the time. Regardless of her being top tier or not, she will always be a viable person for that ultimate rush slot. So we'll leave her there. Then, going down here... yeah. Like, I think this is fine. So, Gil Thunder is like somewhere in between A and B almost, where he's like a decent spot to have. Here, he'd be like the last person in A, barely just making it in, or top of B. Good unit overall. You always use the SR Gil Thunder for everything. PvP, non-PvP. Red Gil Thunder goes in and out of the meta, not as much as other units, but he does exist. And besides that, also a strong partner. Which way does it go? I can't remember. Is it Hauser and Gil Thunder? Let's double check this real quick. I don't want to give any incorrect information. Let's go. Hauser. Yes. Okay. So it is Gil Thunder for the bonus big boy attack. Pairs well with the Hauser. Besides that, super high CC as well. Another unit that you can use for that kind of like situation of getting high CC. And then the thing is, we have yet to get another Gil Thunder. It's been a really long time. You never know if a future Gil Thunder comes out that'll be useful. But the current two are pretty good, right? You use the green one significantly more than you use the red one. So it's like, I can toss... Where's the green? Right here. Like, I'm just using Gil Thunder, but remember that outfits carry over. So it doesn't matter that I'm using the red one here. They're all the same, right? Like, this king's outfits also work on this king over here. And so on. Red Hellbrom also works on green Hellbrom. Escanor doesn't have anyone else as of right now until red Escanor comes out. Gothers works on blue Gother. Merlin works on red Merlin, etc. You get the point. That's probably going to be it. These are the other units that are currently available in Global. Let's just fix that up a little bit. And yeah, like besides that, you don't really need outfits on any of these. Like, I didn't talk about Bon. Bon is tricky because he goes in and out of the meta way more. He's normally just not a strong meta unit, but he has his times. Like, there are people in like top 100 PvP who like to use Bon because they got him maxed out with UR gear, and he does good damage. But you don't need to use him at all. Like, all these units above are stronger in PvP on average, and because of that, Bon just doesn't get used as much. That it's like, Bon's not bad at all, he just doesn't get used. So he's kind of like here, you don't really need to max him, but if you wanted to, it's like, you're good. Everyone else down here, like, Demon Meliodas is really the only other one that I was considering, but not really used for PvP, and that's what people mostly use Cosmetics for. I normally get Demon Meliodas outfits just because he looks cool. He's one of the coolest looking characters in the game, and that's all I care about. It's got some of the best outfits out there. And that's it, really. But hopefully this, I didn't include, yeah. Meliodas and Demon Meliodas use different costumes, so I guess I'll write that here as well. That's going to be it for now. I think this is a pretty good priority list. I don't want to include too many people on here because then it's like, you really, if you're free to play, you don't even care about getting cosmetics for people outside of the top anyways, right? For the most part, like, I don't even have cosmetics for majority of these people. It's just a list to give you an idea of who to focus on. Even if you're only going to get outfits for these three, that's perfectly fine. At least, you know. That's going to be it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. We got to plug in our stuff. Sellout Watch here. Discord link down below. Hit that subscribe button to get us to 50k subs. And yes, sir, make sure you smack that BlueStacks link. Download the game on PC. Play it on landscape. Enjoy your time with that nice widescreen thing. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.